When people think about buying a home in Las Vegas, the first image that comes to their mind is the strip, glowing at night, the lights, the shows, and the endless energy. And honestly, that picture feels glamorous, exciting, and full of possibility, which is exactly what drew me in when I first started looking here. But the reality I faced after moving in wasn't quite the same, because there are things about buying in Las Vegas that no one really tells you. I learned that the hard way, and so did one of my clients who came here from California thinking her mortgage was locked down, only to discover her HOA dues were higher than her car payment. That moment hit us both with the same realization: living here comes with layers of costs and challenges you don't see on the surface. And that's exactly why I'm sharing what I wish I knew before buying a house in Las Vegas here in 2025 or 2026 now. So you don't get blindsided that way many of us have. If you're new here, I'm Dallas Tung. I've lived in Las Vegas for years. I help people relocate here, and my whole goal is to give you the real scoop so you can make smarter decisions. So let's start with the first thing I wish I knew, because it was something that sneaks up of almost every new homeowner: the surprise cost. The biggest shock for me wasn't the house price itself. It was the endless little extra stacked on top of it resort style HOAs, parking fees inside certain gated communities, and utility bills that shoot through the roof during summer all start to add to your monthly expenses. And the costs don't stop when you leave your front door, because $15 bottles of water, shows, and $18 beers at restaurants quickly remind you this is Vegas. But the point is, what feels like tourist pricing spills right into daily life for homeowners. And those hidden costs can make your budget feel tighter than you expected. And once you notice those numbers piling up, you start to realize that even when you buy makes a huge difference too. So timing is everything. See, Las Vegas isn't just a market where price matters. Timing plays a massive role. Try buying in July or August when it is 115 degrees outside, and suddenly moving boxes or even walking through a home feels like torture. That's why many buyers wait out the summer heat. But the heat isn't the only obstacle. Vegas lives on its event calendar, which means Formula One, CES, SEMA. Big conventions don't just bring in tourists, they clog traffic, push prices up, and even make it harder to book movers or contractors. So if you want less stress and sometimes even better deals, shopping in off-season, not during peak heat or not during major events, becomes a hidden advantage. And that leads perfectly into another area where timing matters: your monthly financial commitments. HOA and property taxes. One thing many buyers overlook when moving to Las Vegas is how much neighborhood choice can impact your monthly costs. Some of the newer master plan communities do have HOAs, but the good news is many are reasonable, and plenty of areas have no HOA at all. Even when they do exist, they often cover valuable perks like gated security, community pools and parks, or front landscaping, things that would cost more if you paid for them yourself. And while people sometimes worry about taxes, Nevada is actually one of the lowest property tax states in the country. The average effective rate is around 1% compared to some Midwestern or coastal states where it can climb up to 3% or higher. So yes, costs can add up depending on lifestyle and neighborhood, but compared to many major markets, Vegas still offers some of the best value for your dollar. Next, negotiating in Vegas. The Las Vegas market has its own rhythm, and knowing how to play it makes all the difference, because Vegas attracts both local and out-of-state buyers. You'll often find a mix of cash offers from California and traditional buyers using financing. In some neighborhoods, competition can be fierce, while in others, patient buyers can negotiate great deals or request closing cost credits. It's less about luck and more about understanding timing. terms, and what sellers value most. Working with someone who knows the market well helps you spot opportunities that outsiders might miss, whether that's a new construction incentive or a resale home with room to negotiate. Thinking about relocating to the Las Vegas Valley? Well, I've got just the thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research from top employers to the best hospitals and boatload of other things that you need to know before making the move. The best part is that this guide is 100% free. That's right, 100% free. Just click on the link in the description or the top pinned comment. Hope that helps. The vibe shift. When I first moved here, Vegas had this raw, anything goes energy, but in 2025, the city feels different. The rise of the corporate Vegas has reshaped everything, bringing more rules, higher fees, and less of that scrappy charm locals used to talk about. But that shift shows up to stricter HOAs, rising resort fees, and general sense that things are more polished, but less personal. And residents notice some complain about the weaker comps, overpriced tables, or the constant smell of cannabis, while others say downtown and the arts district now feel more authentic than the strip. As a homeowner, that shift matters because the vibe of a city isn't just culture, it's part of your day-to-day experience of living here. And then when culture shifts, costs shift along with it. So the cost of living reality Vegas used to be sold as California living at half the price, but the gap has narrowed. Today, medium homes hover around $450 to $500K, while utilities, gas, cars expenses like registration and insurance all stack up higher than many newcomers expect. So while it is still technically cheaper than places like Los Angeles or San Francisco, it no longer feels like the unbeatable bargain it once was. And when you combine those rising costs with the uncertainty of the city's future, the picture gets even more complicated. The big picture, water and power. Because here's the thing, owning a home isn't just about square footage, it's about the resources that keep the city alive. Vegas relies heavily on Lake Mead, which continues to shrink each year, raising real concerns about the water sustainability. At the same time, data centers moving into the region pull massive amounts of electricity, which is already driving bills higher. Some argue architecture is the bigger strain, but either way, water and power are the foundation of living here, and both are under pressure is what they say. That uncertainty makes you ask, will Vegas adapt fast enough with solutions like solar or even a better recycling, or will costs keep rising beyond control? They say yes. And while those questions loom, locals still find ways to keep living here enjoyable. How locals adapt? Because despite the challenges, people stay and they adapt in ways that make life here work. Many avoid the strip for daily life, choosing to live, eat, and shop in off-strip neighborhoods or downtown where value feels stronger. Others vote with their wallet by skipping overpriced resorts and supporting local businesses that give better bang for your buck. Some even swap out Vegas vacations for cruises, because when you run the math, a 2-week cruise can maybe cost less than a long weekend here. And across the board, locals are vocal, pushing for fixes in energy policy, water use, and even fairer gaming rules. That adaptability is part of why people still fall in love with Vegas, even when the challenges are obvious. So here's the bottom line. I still love Vegas. I live here. I built my life here, and I truly think it's one of the most unique cities in the world. But buying a home in Vegas means accepting the trade-offs, rising costs, shifting culture, and big questions about sustainability. However, where are you living now that isn't rising in costs? And the best way to protect yourself from surprises is simple. Get advice early. Don't wait until you're already in escrow to figure out the details, because early consultations can save you money, time, and stress. And if you want to cut through the hype and get the full Las Vegas home buyer's guide, or just chat one-on-one about neighborhoods, timing, and what fits your budget, I've got you. You can drop your info and I'll send you monthly market updates so you're always ahead of the surprises like HOA hikes, taxes, or shifting rates. Click on the link in the description below. Let's make sure your next move in Vegas is smart, not hasty. But before you click away, I want to hear from you. Would you rather buy now and lock in your spot in Vegas, or wait and risk paying more as out-of-state demands keep pushing prices up? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious what you're thinking about this decision. And hey, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.